forget about it.
Previously, with the flavor guy,
You can use it to make a mixed drink. I'll be right back.
and now we continue.
Okay, so let's make a dragon fruit mojito. Doesn't that sound good? Now, the mojito is still gonna taste like a mojito. It's just gonna have really cool color in it, the ambiance of the dragon fruit. And at the end, you get to eat the dragon fruit that's been soaking in that sugar, alcohol, lime, mint extract that we're about to make. All right, so let's get started. The way I make drinks, of course, the flavor guy is different, right? I'm all about the flavor. I like to kind of shred the outside, and I tend to do it with a serrated knife. What I'm trying to do is break up these cells that are on the citrus, and this goes for any citrus. There's a lot of flavor right here inside the peel. Of course, there's good flavor inside the pulp as well, but in the peel is where all the oil is. That's gold, because that's where the flavor really comes from. So if you really want to make your drink stand out, scrape this with a serrated knife, maybe cut it into a couple of smaller pieces. I'm gonna drop it in here. I'm gonna not necessarily put in a lot of lime juice. I am gonna squeeze some of this right here into it. We don't need too much, about an ounce, but because we've got that lime oil in there, it's gonna be fairly pronounced. When it comes to the mint, I know a lot of these things call for muddling the mint. Forget about it. If you crush this mint up, it's going to take on a bitter note. And I personally, when I make any kind of drinks where I have to muddle plant material, I don't want to damage them too much because they're going to get bitter, they're going to give off color, and I want to see the mint. I also want my alcohol to be down inside there, extracting the flavors out. That's what's going to happen. So we don't need to just tear in the mint a little bit, and the alcohol sitting in there for a few seconds or a few minutes is going to extract the flavor out. So we're gonna do that next. We're gonna put in 2 ounces of our rum. And now, believe it or not, the alcohol that's inside this rum is beginning the process of extraction, much the way we would do it here at Nature's Flavors. Amazing vanilla extract. The next thing I'm gonna add is my alcohol. And so the oils of the mint are coming out on their own. These are essential oils. We don't have to do anything. The alcohol is doing all the work for us. They're soluble in alcohol. You can see the colors getting a little cloudy. Of course, there's lime juice in there too. And then I'm going to put in our sugar, my favorite part. Do 2 tablespoons of that. Seems like a lot, but you know, with that lime in there, it's gonna blend up just nice. When I was in Vietnam, I had a dragon fruit wine, and you'll see it in that video. If you check that out, I'm sitting there with the farmer. If we can get this back in the United States, I think people will absolutely love this. The farmer was super cool, gracious, actually begged us to stay on his farm, so we didn't get to go back to the luxury living at the hotel. We stayed the night on the farm, but it was actually really cool. I loved it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. They made some really cool Vietnamese food for us, but most importantly, we got to drink dragon fruit wine. Yum. All right, so our sugar's in there, alcohol's in there, all kinds of fun stuff happening to the plant material. Now it's time for club soda. I'm not gonna put my ice in yet because I need some help with that sugar still. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the club soda, and I'll stir this up a little bit. And again, I don't wanna be traumatizing the mint too much because I don't want the bitterness of the mint. I just want to taste the menthol of the mint. I don't want to taste other things that are going on in that plant. And I want to see my mint. So get that sugar to dissolve just a little bit, and that's looking pretty good. And then here's the cool part. Now you could cut these into spears, or you could turn it into like little balls of the dragon fruit, but either way, you're going to eat these later. And they're going to make some really cool colors. Just falling apart. So you kind of fools you. It looks like it's not ripe, but it is. You scoop a little juice in there for a little bit more color too. All right, it's time to put some ice in there. Stick that right there. Yeah. What do you think? Should I try it? Yes! Thank you, cameraman. Wow. That's yummy. Yeah. I'll be right back. That was our Dragon Fruit Mojito. It was good. All right, so if you don't want to go through the headache of, messing with the limes and the mint, and if you want, you can find frozen dragon fruit in your grocery store probably all year. It's starting to show up in stores now. We can do a simplified version using our lime syrup and make it a lot easier for you just to whip it out. You don't have to make this mess. You don't have to have a bunch of dragon fruits and stand in front of a camera. Hot in here. Now, don't forget to leave a comment. If you like what I did here, you've got some other ideas, you want to see something else. What else am I supposed to say?
Come on, we always tell you. Like, comment, subscribe. We gotta be doing right. Like, comment, and subscribe.
So even the guys behind the camera can't get it right. It's hard. This is the hardest part of this video stuff, is liking it, and comments. Just send us a message. We'll see you next time. This is my second one.